Welcome to Easy Math TV. We're going to continue our series Time Value of Money, and we're going to use our sheet that we developed during previous videos on annuities. So if you do not remember or you did not see the videos in which I created this spreadsheet, you may want to go back and review some of those videos on either savings annuities or payout annuities to see how this spreadsheet was created. And this time, though, we're going to be doing a series of problems that have to do with loan situations. And our first loan situation is something called a mortgage. A mortgage payment is something that a lot of people deal with. There's a lot of people out there who have bought a home. And when you buy a home, typically you're not going to have the entire value of the home right there, cash to pay. So you have to take out something called a mortgage. So a mortgage is something that sometimes has a fixed interest rate, sometimes not. But we're going to deal with one that actually has something called a 30-year fixed rate. So that's our interest rate in column A here. So let's go over everything that we've typed in up here, the information that we need in this particular problem. Since we know what our monthly payment is going to be, that number goes in column F. So column F is your regular monthly payment. And I've actually, instead of $1,350, I've adjusted that to $1,350.13. You'll see why in a moment. So let's just add another 13 cents to that per month. Why not? We'll see what happens. So our regular payment is $1,350.13. Our interest rate, annual interest rate, is 8%. 8%. Our time in years is 30, so that's typical mortgages. Most often are 30-year mortgages, and then you have 12 payments per year. Some people actually will try to double that, and they try to make 2 payments per month, just to try to reduce the amount of interest that they're going to put. And we're going to do a problem like that where you'll see how you can save some money if you split your payment twice a month. Okay, so but for now we're just going to make monthly payments, and we have this area down here that's new as well. So we're going to be providing the information on our sheet of what percentage of the purchase price are we going to be using as a down payment, because that's required with any mortgage. You need to have a down payment, which means that you need to have cash that you provide at the time of closing. Closing is it's a date on the calendar. So closing is a process where people sit down. So the buyer and the seller sit down at a table, and you have sometimes you have attorneys, and there's people there that represent you, and they're making sure that all the paperwork is done and everything is done properly. Any testing that was done has been done, because this is a major investment you're making, and so you want to have like people representing you to make sure that that investment is all on the up and up and that everything is done properly. So that's going to be a calculation. So let's look at what that calculation is. Again, this is in cell B7. In cell B7, you're going to type equals A7, which is your percent down payment, times C7, okay, which is your purchase price. So it's always a certain percentage of your purchase price. So again, that's equals A7 times C7. And right now that's just showing as 0 because the purchase price is 0. That will change in a moment. The formula for purchase price, if we know what the mortgage amount is equals G4. So G4 is our actual mortgage amount, and you'll notice that that's just blank right now because we don't know what that is yet. So the purchase price is going to equal your mortgage amount divided by, parenthesis, 1 minus A7, close parenthesis. So again, purchase price, this is located in cell C7, is equal to your mortgage amount divided by, parenthesis, 1 minus A7, close parenthesis, because the A7 number is actually treated as a decimal. It's 0.20 in this case. So 1 minus that would be 80%. So we're taking our mortgage amount and we're dividing it by 80% to get the purchase price. Okay? So once you have those three things in place, everything else is all set to go. So we can look at our question. And the question asks if you can afford a certain amount per month as a mortgage payment, and then you estimate the interest rate. So there's our interest rate, 8%, that's in A4, and then it's a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. So the time in years is 30, and the number of payments per year is 12. If it doesn't state that outright, you just assume it's 12. But it does say that you're paying 1350.13 per month. Okay. So notice that the present value is calculated for us down here in G7, and it's negative because we owe money. It's not money that we have as an asset. It is a debt, so it's a negative number. And we're going to go ahead and put that number into G4 and see what happens. Minus 184, comma, 000.43. We could just use it, we could just make it 000. Why don't we just do that? The amount of our mortgage is going to be 184,000 even. So I'm gonna leave off that 43 cents. And the future value is 0. So so the future value is as close to 0 as it's going to be. If we go ahead and we adjust this to minus 184,000.43, I imagine that calculation will be very close to 0. There we are. So you'll notice that the future value calculation is in fact a number that's very, very close to 0. That's what we're looking for. That means that everything was calculated properly. And you'll notice that the purchase price is actually filled in here now, and the amount that's due at closing is also filled in. So, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to bring this up here. So let's change our mortgage amount then. Our mortgage amount is 184,000.43. Our purchase price. So, this is flexible, but it's giving us an idea of what we can actually afford on a home. So if we offered a purchase price of exactly $230,000 and we knew that we would be able to put $46,000 down as a down payment, we'd be safe. We're good to go. We'll be able to afford that amount of house, because that means that our monthly payment is going to be exactly $1,350.13. So we've answered all three parts of the question. What's our mortgage amount? What's our purchase price? And what's our down payment? So if you are enjoying my videos, if you're getting some use out of these, we're going to do a few more loan examples. We're going to even do an amortization, which is breakdown of how much of each payment goes towards interest and how much of each payment goes towards the principal. And you're going to be fascinated by that, I hope. Like, subscribe, comment down below, share these videos with other people, and I hope to see you in the next video.